Okay, think about your inbox for a second. We get dozens, maybe hundreds of emails a day, right? But hidden in plain sight among all the normal stuff are these little digital traps just waiting for us.
And here's the really scary part. A company can spend millions on firewalls and all the best security tech, but all it takes is one person, one moment of distraction, one single wrong click, and an attacker is in. That's their foothold. Look, the reality is even the best security isn't foolproof. Malicious emails are always going to slip through the cracks. And that means we, you and me, we are the last line of defense. To do that job right, we have to know how to take a suspicious email, pull it apart, and see what's really going on inside.
To really get why email is so vulnerable, we kind of have to look at where it came from. I mean, email feels super modern, but its DNA goes all the way back to the 1970s. This is a time way before anyone was even thinking about these kinds of security threats. In fact, the first spam email was sent in 1978. So yeah, the tool is old, but the ways attackers exploit it are always changing.
So, what really happens when you smash that send button? It feels instant, right? But behind the curtain, your message goes on this incredible, high-speed journey. And understanding that journey is step one in our little investigation here.
Let's start with the absolute basics, the email address itself. Just think of it like a regular postal address. The part before the @ sign, that's you, your name and your house number. The part after the @ sign, that's the street you live on. It's a super simple system that tells the digital mail carrier exactly where to drop the letter.
Now, for that delivery to actually happen, there are 3 key rules of the road, or protocols, that make it all work. First, you've got SMTP. Think of SMTP as the mail truck. Its only job is to send emails out. Then, for receiving mail, you've got POP3 and IMAP. These are like 2 different kinds of post offices that hold your mail until you're ready to pick it up. So what's the big deal between these 2 post offices? Well, POP3 is the old school way. It downloads your mail to one device and that's it. Your laptop has no idea what's on your phone. But IMAP, which is what pretty much everyone uses now, keeps everything on the server. And that's why your inbox looks exactly the same on your phone, your tablet, and your computer, all perfectly synced up.
Okay, let's follow a single email from start to finish. Alexa sends an email to Billy. Her server has to ask the internet's phone book, that's DNS, for Billy's mail server address. Once it has it, the email zips across the internet, bouncing between different servers until it lands at Billy's SMTP server. From there, it gets handed off to his local mail server, where Billy's phone or computer can finally grab it. And all of this happens in like less than a second. It's wild.
All right, so we know how the mail gets delivered. Now it's time to put on our digital detective hats. We're going to learn how to interrogate an email and find out if it's telling us the truth or a big fat lie.
So the big question is, how do you see past the surface? How do you find the clues that the sender definitely doesn't want you to see? Well, the answer is in breaking the email down into its 2 fundamental pieces.
Every single email, and I mean every one, is made of 2 parts. You've got the body, which is the letter itself, the message you actually read. But then you have the header. Think of the header as the envelope. It has all this hidden information stamped on it, who really sent it, and most importantly, the exact digital path it took to get to you. This is where the real clues live.
Let's check out a classic trick attackers just love to use. It's a field in the header called reply to. They can make an email look like it's from your boss, but in the hidden reply to field, they put their own email address. So when you hit reply thinking you're talking to your boss, that message goes straight to the attacker. It's so simple, but so sneaky.
Now this is a huge piece of evidence. The X originating IP. This little field in the header is basically a digital fingerprint. It tells you the IP address of the actual computer that sent the email. So if you get an email that says it's from your bank in California, but the originating IP traces back to a server in another country, yep, you just found a massive red flag.
So now we know how to find the evidence. Let's put it all together and take a look at the common plays straight from the attacker's playbook.
Not all phishing attacks are created equal. You've got your standard phishing, which is kind of like casting a huge net and hoping you catch somebody. Then there's spear phishing, where they target a specific person, using details about their life or job to make the email super convincing. And then there's whaling. That's when they go after the big fish, like a CEO or CFO.
So what are the dead giveaways? Well, urgency is a huge one. Attackers want you to panic and click without thinking. So look for subjects like action required or account suspended. Also, check for sender addresses that are almost right, but maybe one letter is off. Generic greetings, bad grammar, and of course, weird links, or attachments you weren't expecting. If something feels off, you gotta trust your gut.
Here's a cool pro tip. When a security analyst finds a malicious link, they can't just email it to their team. What if someone clicks it by accident? So what they do is defang it. They mess with the characters just enough, like changing HTTP to HXXP, to break the link and make it totally unclickable. Now it's safe to share and analyze. Pretty clever, right?
And all of these tricks can build up to one of the most damaging attacks out there, business email compromise, or BEC. This is where an attacker doesn't just fake an email. They actually get control of a real employee's account, so they can send an email to the finance department from the CEO's actual inbox and say, hey, wire $50,000 to this new vendor. The stakes here are incredibly high. And that brings us to this quote, which just hits the nail on the head. You could have all the best tech in the world, but the human element is so often the critical vulnerability.
Because when you really boil it all down, it comes down to you. Your knowledge, your skepticism, your attention to detail. You are the final shield. You are the last line of defense.
So we've dissected the email, we've traced its secret journey, and we've peeked inside the attacker's playbook. The only real question left is, the next time a strange email hits your inbox, what's the first thing you're going to look for?